Welcome, folks. Welcome to Last Minute Betting. Bob and Mike here. We got your quick picks for sports betting brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. By the way, follow me and Mike on X. There's our X handles right there. Like this show and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it very, very much. Live chat is available. Jump in. You got plays? Tell us about them, man. There's a link for BetMGM and Fanatics in the description on YouTube. I also got a link for Dub Club and Winnable picks. If you want some winning picks, go there. You'll be happy that you did. And we're ready to get started. All right. We got our conference finals. Now, here's a guy that's really, really happy right now. Really, really happy. Tristan and his Panthers are in the Eastern Conference Finals against Mike's Carolina Hurricanes. I almost called them the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, no, wrong sport. Wrong sport there. Carolina, but not Panthers.
Mike's on the Hurricanes, Tristan.
I'm not on the I'm not on. No.
You were talking a big talk about.
I'm talking about the Hurricanes are where they probably should be. I think they're a really good team. 100%. Very good team. Very, very good team. They're going to be different than Toronto. It's going to be should be a heck of a series. I don't know where I'm going in this one.
Okay.
I mean, Carolina's going to be tough. There's no two ways about it. It should be a hell of a series. I mean, Toronto in Florida was a hell of a series and went 7 games. You know what's up?
Yeah, but that
what's up, Brandon?
Sucked.
Huh?
I'm sorry. That game 7 sucked.
Yeah, it was not a good game 7. No. The Leafs were awful.
Who called the Knicks winning at MSG? By the way, hi, Brandon. Who called the Knicks winning at MSG?
I mean, we all kind of thought if they were going to win, it was going to be then. We didn't end up adding them to that parlay. Unfortunately, we just stayed away. But let's be honest, we should have hammered the hell out of the Knicks. I mean, no doubt about it.
Well, yeah, hindsight.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Boston is they weren't going anywhere.
Not without Tatum. Win, Mr. Batsa did not expect, and you know what? 25 years since their last trip to the conference finals. We've got all 4 teams left in the NBA and the NHL, and we got a little break. We got one NBA game tonight. Some baseball games. Get ready for the grind of baseball, folks. It's what it's all about. You know, you can make money betting baseball. Trust me, you can. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
and the
definitely.
Leafs are terrible in Game 7. You're right. By the way, Mike, I got the first 15 minutes of this show comments, and then you can have them the rest of the way. All right. So we don't keep on jumping on each other's toes here. Let's take a
rematch with. Well, first of all, Florida Carolina played in the conference finals in 2023. That was the year I remember Vegas won the Stanley Cup. I had Vegas and Carolina in the Stanley Cup finals at the beginning of the year. It almost happened. But Carolina got swept by Florida. Vegas would go on to beat Florida in the Stanley Cup finals. But just look at those games. It was a sweep for Florida, but it was 1-0, 3-2. Florida won, 2-1, Florida won, 1-0, Florida won, and 4-3, Florida won. So they did sweep, but they were all 1-goal games. I think you can expect a similar type of series again. Honestly, I think it's going to be one goal games.
Seth Jones, a big difference maker in that Leafs series, man.
Marchand too.
Yeah. Well, Marchand got the game-winning goal in overtime, so that was huge.
And he had a heck of a game 7. I mean, he kind of started when Florida got that first goal. That was Marchand, that was all him with an assist, but just battling, keeping the play in the offensive zone. And once they went up 1-0, unfortunately, I think it was pretty obvious for me that Toronto was done because.
Well, yeah.
When you score first,
they had like a 10-minute surge in the first period.
Yeah,
and Bob made some great saves. I mean, without them, it might be a different game. But once the second period came, I mean, they just dominated the second period.
Oh yeah, completely. From there on out, Toronto just couldn't get anything going at all.
Yeah, great trades by them. I don't know what they gave up, but they're trying to win back-to-back cups.
They lost some pieces, and Florida did, and some good pieces as well. But with those trades, I mean, they more than made up for what they lost, obviously, because those two have been big and when they've needed them, at least,
Right.
So
Seth Jones played a great Game 7. I thought it was his best.
Oh yeah, he was fantastic. Best game he's played so far.
Yeah, I thought so too. Dallas and Edmonton.
Yeah, we got another rematch here. We got Edmonton and Dallas who have history. Carolina and Florida just played each other a couple of years ago. Yeah, 4 teams that are pretty familiar with being here in recent years.
I think we're going to have a rematch in the Cup Finals, Mike. Florida and Edmonton. It's going to be like Pittsburgh and Detroit several years ago.
I think so too. Unfortunately, I think it's Florida and Edmonton again. I'm feeling it as well because I do like Dallas. I think they're a good team, but I mean Edmonton presents a challenge that I don't think Dallas is ready for, and I think Edmonton's going to have the upper hand here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
No, I mean, anything's possible, but if you were to ask me right now who I think, I mean, as much as I do like Carolina, I just don't know that I do. I think they're going to play better. They're going to win games. The last time these two teams faced, they got swept, but they were, like I said, they were all 1-goal games. So it's not like it was dominant.
Hey, I used to use that with the St. Louis Blues when they went to the Cup 3 times in a row. And the one year they lost every game by 1 goal and 2 went into overtime, but they still got
swept. They still lost and got swept. I get that. But I do think I don't think Carolina's getting swept. I don't think there's any way they're getting swept this year.
I want to go to some things here. I'm going to let you take over comments the rest of the way. I want to go and I didn't mean to do that. Hang on a second.
Well, get out of the studio,
Bob. I know. But cut me some slack here, bro. Hook a brother up. Cut him some slack.
Boomer City. Betting wise, do we all agree on the unders for the NHL? That Dallas Edmonton series, that looks like some over potential. And I mean, it's Edmonton. Yeah. They're going to score like crazy, man. Florida, Carolina, I think you could see some unders because both of those teams. Yeah, I mean, Carolina plays a really, really defensive game. Florida can play that way too. I think that series, Edmonton, Dallas, I could see some overs though.
But if you can get in under 6.5, like it shows on DraftKings at -130, that might not be a bad play. Let's right now look at the futures here, and let's just go ahead and look at Well, they got this all mixed up here. Dallas Edmonton series winner. I mean, Mike, this is pretty darn close.
Sure. Of course it is. I mean, it's conference finals. No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Not a tremendous amount of value here on either side. Pretty well normal juice. I think I'd wait before I bet either one of these teams to see who gets the lead and how things change.
Yeah.
Let us find the Hurricanes and Panthers winner. Now, this one is a little bit more leaning towards Florida. I mean,
well, here's a good reason why, guys. Let's just point this out right now with Carolina. This is why these first two games are going to be huge for Carolina. You ready for Carolina's record at home as opposed to the road?
Go for it.
And this is not good for them. These first two games are going to be important. Now, I guess we could throw that out the window because Carolina has only lost 2 games in the playoffs. So clearly it's not like they're stinking it up on the road now, but their home record is 31, 9-1. Their road record was 16, 21, 4.
Yeah.
Carolina was not good on the road in the regular season.
Right.
Now, that's not been a factor in the playoffs, obviously, because again, they've won 4-1 in both the series. They won at Washington 2 games. 2 out of 3 games they won in Washington, and then in New Jersey, they split 1-1.
Let's see what the series handicap shows. If you took Carolina plus 1.5, you get a minus 170. Florida winning in 6 games, there's where your big value's at. Plus 154. And of course, if Carolina won it in 6 games, but I don't see that happening.
I don't necessarily either. I mean, I think it's at this point we were against Florida 2 series in a row.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it's a smart idea to do that. Yes, Stephen, I agree. Panthers and Carolina more so for the under. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think this series could go 7. I really do. I think it could go 7. And, for Florida, it's kind of a bummer because they got to turn around and play tomorrow night, man.
Yeah, that's true.
But
a little bit of rest.
But
Carolina.
Yeah. But the flip side of that is that it's not as if that was a brutal game 7 for Florida. Right. I mean, that wasn't a super hard fought game. So,
did we doubt, Mike? Did we doubt? And we're going to go switch to NBA here real quick. But actually, before we get there, I'm a little ticked off at the Toronto fans. Booing Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews profusely. Like Marner, every time he touched the puck. I mean, if you don't want the guy friggin' playing there, I mean, okay. But you know what? Have a little more class than that. I was really disappointed, but like Tristan said, we should have hammered Florida for one reason. The Leafs have been terrible in game 7s.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Marchand is what is it, 5-0 or 6-0 now against the Leafs in game 7s, 5-0.
Right. 5-0.
And then look at the Panthers in game 7s.
Right. Paul Maurice has not lost to game 7 as a head coach.
No. So there was just so much working against Toronto, if we're being honest, that it really should have been Florida minus 1.5. Money line would have been fine, but Florida they're just a much better team. When it comes down to needing to get the job done. Remember, they were down. It's not like Toronto sucked. They were up 2-0, and they were up 3-1 in game 3. Florida won that game 4-3 in overtime. Florida is just not going to ever be out of it, and they're not going to ever go away. this is the same team that almost blew a 3-0 lead last year. But what they do in Game 7 when they needed it, they won. They won. So it doesn't matter. They got the job done and they won.
All right. So this is one thing before we go to the NBA. I forgot about this. This shows you how close any one of these 4 teams could win it all right now. You get plus money on every one of these teams, Mike.
Well, sure.
Whether it's Florida, Edmonton, Dallas, or Carolina.
Well, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a lot closer than what you're going to see in the NBA with the futures. But my money right now is on the Panthers in Edmonton to have a rematch.
I think so, too.
Let's go to the NBA. And obviously, we were hoping maybe come through, but OKC was going to do it no matter what. I mean, they got the MVP there, SGA. Look at the odds here. OKC, pretty well the front runner, but would you take a little sprinkle on the Knicks at plus 1,000 on Bet365?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to look at them when you think of what they have? They pretty well have everything you would want in a team right now. I mean, and ironically, the trade with the Knicks and the Wolves, sending Cat to the Knicks, Randall to the Wolves. I mean, it's a wash. It worked out great for both teams. Come to find out, I was not sure about that trade when it happened, but when you're looking back now, it was a good move by both teams. It's been a great move. Of course, the Wolves were in the conference finals with Cat and without him, but I mean, it ended up being a pretty good trade. Didn't hurt anybody.
Let's go to the matchups here, and Pacers Knicks series winner. Let's just see. Knicks pretty heavily favored, minus 145 is the best you can get, although that's not terrible odds. Plus 140 for the Pacers. Now we're talking about a Pacers fan base and a Knicks fan base that are pretty rabid, and I believe they have some history in the playoffs against each other.
Well,
back when Reggie Miller was playing for the Pacers. I don't think the Knicks sweep. I think this is going to be a 6-game, if not a 7-game series. What are your thoughts?
I think it's got potential for that. Yeah. I mean, I like Indiana a lot. Maybe I'm doubting them here. But I just really love this Knicks team, man. I just think that when you got a guy like Brunson, he's the clutch player of the year. That counts for something, although Tyrese Halliburton has been clutch himself when need be. This should be a good series. I don't think I see a sweep happening here. I don't think it ends in 5. But I just think that the Knicks have a little bit more pieces that I trust over the Pacers in this series. Unfortunately, I think the Knicks and having that home court advantage is going to be pretty big for them. Knocking out Boston, the defending champs, that's pretty big for them. I understand the Pacers took out the number 1 seed in Cleveland, but let's face it, we all had our doubts if Cleveland, what even coming into the playoffs, what they were really going to be like. So
I think Knicks at 6. I like the minus 1.5.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah, I would lean towards 6 games, I guess, if I had to pick. Because I don't think Indiana's going to just win 1 game. I think Indiana's definitely going to win at least 2. Maybe it does go 7, but I definitely like the Knicks here. I think that, if you're the NBA, Bob, you want New York in the NBA Finals. There's nothing you'd like more right now, because now it's a major market, because Minnesota and OKC, not exactly the biggest market. OKC's not a big market team, although they do have likely the MVP though. But I think that suits the NBA. Would love New York in the NBA Finals.
But as Randall said, you got 4 rabid fan bases.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be exciting.
No, it will be. It'll be great. I mean, if the
OKC
Pacers win this
favored.
series, I would not be disappointed in any way. But man, I don't know, man. I just don't think Indiana's quite got enough to take.
Well, I don't think Minnesota does, and I'm going to. OKC is heavily favored. I'm going to tell you what right now. I think OKC wins in 5.
Well, they did. I mean, they Denver pushed them to 7 games here, Bob, and you got a guy in Anthony Edwards who and Julius Randle playing the way he does.
Denver's got Jokic. Okay,
sure.
There's a difference. By the way, I want to point out something here. And it's something that I noticed.
Did Minnesota
the little guy guarding Jokic? Who was that?
Huh?
The little guy for OKC guarding Jokic. He was messing him all up. Of course, they were double and triple teaming him, but Jokic had a guard on him, man.
What, Caruso?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great defensive game.
It was a good move, but I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't going to. And good, it's going to be tough dealing with Anthony Edwards.
Well, that's fine.
Different animal, man.
I know it's a different animal, but I think
Alex Caruso ain't going to be locking up Anthony Edwards.
No, of course
not. Won't even be guarding him.
I'm telling you right now that the strategy on Jokic is the reason that they won the series, because Minnesota ain't got nobody like Jokic. And Jokic is the reason they went 7 games, man. I believe that totally. All right. I'm done. That's all I got. I'm liking OKC and New York. I'm with you there, and I'm with Tristan. I think OKC wins it all.
You think?
Yeah, I think the Cinderella story for the Knicks is going to come to a halt in the finals. But I think they make the finals. I really do.
I think they will. I mean, but a lot can happen. So, I mean, if an injury happens, that's going to change things. The only reason I lean towards the Knicks is I just think if you look at that roster top to bottom, I just don't know that Indiana matches up good enough with them to beat them. I mean, I would love it if they did. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm not. Cleveland was Cleveland, okay?
Right.
You know, the best regular season team, blah, blah, blah. One of them. I think OKC have a better record. I don't remember.
Tristan, I got to tell you something, buddy. I don't care if it's minus 180 on FanDuel. I'm not betting minus 180, bud. Okay? There's no value there. There's no money to be made there. And
no, I would wait. To see if Minnesota, steals a game in OKC, something like that.
Yes.
And now the value could be just continue to get worse too. There's always that risk, but I would wait before I jumped on OKC, because I do think Minnesota is going to make this more interesting than we think.
Yeah, we just saw the prices, bro. I just showed them. I should show that. My goodness. Are you paying attention? You know what? You got a hangover from last night and your friggin' Panthers winning, and that's all you can think about. You
better get rested up, because you got to go right back at it tomorrow, Tristan.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, early on in the game, the refs let all kinds of shit go, man. There's a cross-check in the boards by Marchand that should have been a double minor. But they let it go, and that's the way it was. Yeah. And I think the Leafs got pushed around.
100% they did.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. I wish the Blues would have went further. 1.6 seconds hurts.
Yeah. Well, I think they would have given Dallas a little bit of a run. There's no doubt. I really do. I really do. But hey,
I'm not complaining. I'm telling you facts. Okay, what my eyes saw, and even the announcers were like, they're letting stuff go. Okay, and but the Leafs came back, and Bob kept the game where it was, and otherwise it could have been 3-0 Florida in the first period, or Toronto in the first period.
It really could have been, and vice versa though.
They had a lot of pressure, Mike. They didn't have any good chances. Bob made some unbelievable saves early on.
Okay, but still, I mean, you're flirting with disaster when you let a team possess the puck.
Three breakaways, Mike. 3, and he stopped them all. So hats off to Bob there. And you know what? He's got a good name, Bob. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, WNBA. There's one game tonight in the WNBA with Seattle at Dallas. This is one of my picks tonight. I am taking the Wings on the money line. Taking the Wings on the money line. My first two WNBA plays have already come through. I'm 2-0. Of course, Minnesota, I'm probably going to ride them quite a bit this year. Love the WNBA, folks. Already got some stuff going on with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You got to love it, man.
Yeah, triple-double Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Hell of a game
and
there.
The little grab on Angel. I mean, that was
it was a little bit, it wasn't nothing crazy. I didn't think it was anything that bad. I mean, but
she pretty
people like to get involved in that. I think they're both great players myself. I don't feed into the people that are fanboying over Clark or Reese. Who you going with? Which one you like? What you got to like one and hate the other, I guess. You know how this stuff goes. Well, I like them both. I think they're both great players and different players, different positions, and they're completely different positions. I mean, you're talking about a guard and a forward. Come on, there's two different players.
Agreed. Agreed 100%. Couple of things more that I want to throw at you here. Scotty Scheffler winning the PGA Championship now soars to new heights. That's his third major. And I tell you what, Jon Rahm fell apart. He was there, and he totally fell apart, Mike, and I'm going to tell you why I think that is. You're playing live golf, guys. You only play 54 holes. PGA 72 holes every week. That is a problem for these live guys and winning major championships, in my opinion. Although DeChambeau has won and has done very well in majors, the intensity level has to go up a notch. But Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world, and it's tough to beat him when he's got his game going on. So,
yeah.
Great news for Scotty. Very happy for him. I did have him as an outright, so that's my 6th outright of the year. Let's see. Oh, I remember what else I wanted to talk about, Mike. Just because I like to get under your skin a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Just a little.
Oh, boy. Spit it out.
Here it comes.
Okay.
So the Cardinals have won 3 less games than the Dodgers this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were, they'd be. And by the way, I wanted to tell you this. Do you know that the Cubs have played 21 games in a row against teams with under 500 records?
Yeah, their schedule started off pretty rough, though.
Yeah, I don't care. 21 in a row, baby.
21 in a row. They just played the Mets. Where are you hearing that from? They played the Mets.
21 out of the last 24 games.
Okay, I mean, and they played the Mets and the Giants.
That was, dude. I'm
that wasn't that long ago. They played the White Sox, the Marlins, the Mets, and then the Giants.
Mike, their schedule has not been that tough. Cubs are lucky they're in first place. They're going down.
Bob, their schedule has been tougher than the Cardinals.
They're going down, Mike. No, Cardinals.
Yes, it has.
Dude, the Cardinals have taken 4 out of 6 from the Phillies, 2 out of 3 from the Royals, dude. I mean, come on. Those are playoff teams.
Maybe the Royals. I don't know. The Royals may not be a playoff team.
Well, they were last year.
They haven't played the Dodgers. Cubs played the Dodgers. They played the Mets as well.
There's little Lucas. I did that just to get him going. I knew he'd be out there in the bushes waiting to pounce. Little baby bear.
I don't know where you saw that stat at. I think you're
little baby bear.
You come up with some
bear. Well, Mike, that was to get your boy Lucas in here to make a comment. I got him going.
So you just made that stat up?
Your Cubs suck.
So you literally just made that stat up?
Yes. I got a comment out of him, didn't I?
That was okay. I mean, I'm glad to know you at least admit that, because I mean that when you said that, I thought, what in the world are you talking about? 21 out of their last 20. First, you said 21 games in a row.
Yeah, I know. I said 21 games in a row. Yeah, then I said 21 out of 24.
Of course, right now their schedule's soft. Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're in a soft part of their schedule. You got the Marlins coming up again, who they just played, and then they got the Reds and the Rockies, the Reds again, and the Nationals, and then they got Tigers and Phillies, a couple of tougher ones, and then Pirates. So yeah, their schedule's softening up a little bit now.
No, not drunk. Trust me. No. Anyway, I got a comment out of Cubby. Loves his Cubs, but this is going to go on all year, buddy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the Cardinals are coming. They're coming.
They're getting ready,
good, Mike.
They're getting ready to play Detroit, and they got their schedule's going to toughen up a little bit. We'll see. They get swept by Detroit, then I mean you're right back to probably being 5-6 games out again.
No, they're not going to be swept by Detroit.
I mean, you would be shocked if they were. I mean,
Detroit's absolutely.
Detroit's going to be favored every game
because their record at home is 15-6, dude. It is
actually. I know the Cardinals are favored tonight heavily. I don't know why.
Because Sonny Gray's on the mound, dude.
Yeah, and
he's a good pitcher.
Yenter's
on the mound. Know how good the Cardinals pitching has been. I mean, they got guys going 6-7 innings every game, even when they lose, which is just going to make their bullpen tougher. I got to give them credit for what they're doing. This without Jordan Walker really doing a lot offensively, although he did have a game-winning home run the other night. So, whatever. Maybe you'll jump on board the Cardinals bandwagon before the year's out. I don't know. Maybe you'll stay.
Bob, I'm not bought in. I'm not buying into it to them yet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It has nothing to do
with into the cup.
Nothing.
But you're bought into the cup.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
They've got 4 guys with like 10 or more home runs, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? Those guys, and one of them's Kyle Tucker. He's on the downside, man. He started off hot. He's downside, baby. Go Cardinals. Let's go. Oh, yeah, it's happening.
Smoke another one, man. Jeez.
Goodbye, Cubby.
Smoke another one.